All right, Battlefront Original and Classic by Frandrew. Let's see.
The real difference between the original Battlefront games and the Classic Collection, then you've come to the right place. Because in this video, I'm going to be looking at the old console and PC games.
Yeah, it looks literally like this copy. It's like copy pasta.
And comparing them up against the brand new remastered bundle to highlight the differences, changes, and new additions, along with the unfortunate launch issues for the Classic Collection. Okay, let's start with the console version and then move on to the PC. Now, what I have here is the original Xbox version of both Battlefront 1 and 2 running on my Series X. Both these games are part of Microsoft's backwards compatibility game catalog, and this means the games are running at a faster frame rate with a higher resolution and auto HDR.
It just looks like they just up the brightness a little bit and probably, like, you know, of course, like change the textures here and there.
Kind of like the Classic Collection. So what's the difference? Well, let's start with Battlefront 1. Now, the Classic Collection has upscaled all of the game's textures to 4K, but they're still the same 2004 textures, this time just a bit crispier. Unfortunately, this does result in an almost 60...
What the fuck? Wait. This is damn near 60 damn gigs? Hold up. Is the original? No, original was not even... Yeah, like I found like the one from Classic 04. I mean, yeah, 04 whatever. Look at this. That's just one game for sure. How the hell we get that? How do we get three? I mean, like, what? It's like a collection, right? But that, no. Yeah, that was just stupid. Let's play the video.
Gigabyte download size. Now, the regular Xbox version of the original upscales it to 1080p, but because the upscaling is done in-engine, Battlefront 1 remains only 3 gigabytes in size, while its sequel is only 4. Yeah. So on the left, we have 7 gigabytes versus 57 on the right.
I literally had to pause the video just so I can go find the damn thing. Let's see if this. I'm like, no way. That size is no way. I had to check for my damn self. Like, no way. But the video did it for me.
The Classic Collection upscaling is most evident in larger open world maps that have big background scenery textures like Hoth or Geonosis. Compared to them, the original console textures look very low res and washed out, especially when playing on a big TV or monitor.
You know, you could have just like update the. I get that you want to be the classic and you want to look like the original, but you could do a little bit better, you know?
However, one of the reasons for the Classic Collection's backgrounds looking so much better is because it uses the PC version as a baseline, which always had better textures.
Of course.
For example, here is the old Steam version of Battlefront 1 running at 1080p with
like I said, so they just copied the PC version, which was the clearer and better version, and then just,
settings maxed out, and here is the Classic Collection version.
They didn't really do the hard part.
Suddenly, the difference is a lot harder to tell. Now, the Classic Collection does have improved lighting, which is most noticeable on stages like Bespin platforms. In general, the colors and contrast are better balanced in the Classic Collection when compared to the console version. For me, the Classic Collection did also run at a consistently higher frame rate in single-player mode than the console version, but I did not notice any significant difference in draw distance or texture loading between the two versions. In fact, certain elements like grass have this gradual fade-in effect in the console version, meanwhile the Classic Collection would just have them pop in. But that also seems to be something that happened in the original PC version. Some of Battlefront 1's levels do look better than others when comparing both versions. For example, the original Geonosis looks very hazy and washed out when compared to the remaster, and the newer, crisp backgrounds of Hoth do really stand out because you'll be spending a big portion of that level in the open. But then you get levels like Tatooine, which look almost identical. In fact, the hot air effect from the original console version seems to be absent from the Classic Collection. Now, the Xbox version of the Classic Collection has altered some of the controls, most notably the starfighters, and unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any way to reconfigure the mapping.
Oh my God. Oh. This is like a must for like any new game, I think, for the most part, because how you want players to play your game when you don't give them the option to play the settings they want to play? Of course, it's an old classic game, but all you literally did just upscale the damn texture It kind of reminds like it's like a texture mod for your game. You know, you just upgrade the texture mod and use the PC for a baseline, and that was it. That's all you did.
Things at least on the console version. Now, controls aside, the gameplay itself seems unchanged from the original. The bots are still running around all over the place, and the games retain their trademark 2000s jank. And here we have the male X-Wing attempting to mate with the female. And this being Battlefront 1, you can of course park your starfighter wherever the hell you want. The loading times were always faster for the original game. All the 4K textures probably slow the Classic Collection down a bit. But can someone please explain why the Classic Collection has decided to replace the iconic two-tone chime to just playing the first chime twice? Now, I'm going to talk about my online experiences with both games a little later. In the meantime, let's move on to Battlefront 2 single player. And this game did get a few more features in the Classic Collection compared to the first. The official description lists Jabba's Palace as the only bonus in Battlefront 1. Meanwhile, Battlefront 2 includes all of these maps, plus 2 new heroes that you can use in Assault mode. And yes, these are bonuses if you compare them to the original PlayStation 2 version. But every one of these was first included as part of the DLC for the Xbox version, which thankfully has been included as part of the backwards compatibility release, which means that both the original and Classic Collection versions have Kit Fisto and Asajj Ventress as playable heroes, along with a bunch of maps from the first game.
So you
the
telling
novelty
me
of these maps is kind of diminished in the Classic Collection because, well, all you have to do is just go back to the menu and boot up the first game to play them. Now, the Classic Collection does have XL mode across both the console and PC versions. This mode was first introduced on PC and takes advantage of the beefier hardware to spawn in way more bots across 3 of the biggest maps, which would result in these glorious scenes of chaos. And while it is limited to single player only, this is a genuinely great...
That's how I kind of feel like with other games. Like if you got like a crazy, you know, war game or like a top-down game, you can just like try to boost that weird and like just make it chaotic, you know? Just straight chaotic around the edges, all of this stuff. Like it's kind of like you know, a BR or whatever. Battle Royale, you know, you got 100 players, but why you put like more bots into the damn BR to make it even more crazy. But of course, that gonna probably be more processor power, but you can have like a crazy amount, like just fucking people everywhere. You don't know which ones. You got bots here, you got people, real people here, you got another bot, big ass team of bots over there. And just come in wave like that little fucking shit from Apex. Got the whole hackers doing all that bullshit, kind of like that. Be wild.
Edition to finally have for console players. Classic Collection's graphical improvements do seem to be a bit more evident on Battlefront 2. For example, the higher textures and better lighting are noticeable in the Jedi Temple. But I did experience some strange lighting effects. Mace Windu's lightsaber is a lot thicker these days, if you know what I mean. That, and there were some weird flickering lights on Camino. Hey, somebody want to change the light bulb? The slightly better lighting effects were also noticeable in space battles. The Galactic Conquest map does look better this time.
Yeah, that looks way more better. Of course, see, like I said, it's like a high texture. Like I said, it's like somebody they got modders, and they're like, hey, you know, we can upgrade some certain things here and there, and we'll be good to go, right? It looked like I said, like a modder came in and just upgraded some of the textures, and they made it HD. That's all they did. Yep.
Around. I am glad they brought back the menus from the console version of Battlefront 2. The PC schematics always felt a bit lifeless, but the issue here is that they just ran some kind of upscaling algorithm on the pre-baked background instead of making a new one, which resulted in some very crispy looking Rebel pilots. Okay, so that's the original Xbox version with some in-engine backwards compatibility upscaling up against the Classic Collection, both running on Series X. But what about the PC? Well, here is the original vanilla Steam version with all the graphics.
You see that? Right, hold on, where is it? He did it so fast. He did it so freaking fast.
Okay, so that's the original Xbox version with some in-engine backwards compatibility upscaling up against the Classic Collection, both running on Series X. But what about the PC?
Yeah, look, god damn. Woo, god damn. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here is the original vanilla Steam version with all the graphics settings set to max compared to the Classic Collection on PC. And, well, there seems to be even less of a difference this time around. In fact, let's play a game. I'm going to show you some footage, and you, dear viewer, have to guess if it's from the original Steam version or the Classic Collection. Okay, here we go.
I will say this.
Now, how about this one?
Oh, shit, that's the old. Same one.
Well, here's the answer. Okay, let's try it one more time. We've got this one.
Like the old one.
And this one.
New one.
And here it is.
Yep.
Did you get the right answer? With that being said, both versions currently cost £8.50 on Steam, which means you can get both for £17 versus the Classic Collection, which is £29. And I have seen the originals go down quite a bit during sale season. Okay, let's talk about multiplayer. Now, the Classic Collection's big selling point was online play, which was still alive and kicking on PC, but has been dead on consoles for years. And it was a pretty major selling point because the original games were great fun online back in the day. And so, ever since the announcement, the fandom waited for the Classic Collection with bated breath, hoping to recapture the feeling of the good old days. And then the game came out. Now,
yeah. That is not good.
As of the making of this video, the Classic Collection has only been out for about 48 hours, and already it feels like me trashing the poor multiplayer experience would be like beating a dead horse.
Right.
The internet went hard this time. I haven't seen excitement turn into backlash so quick since, well...
Like, all you had to do was just do the multiplayer, right? Game good to go. And, upgrade the textures, you good to go. What's the holdup? And, like, you got to do all this extra padding... Have servers up, have it be good day one, patch or whatever, you good. Well, what's the problem?
Well, EA's Battlefront.
You doing a bit of fun ground up.
I tried playing online both on the Xbox and PC versions. On launch day, I did get kicked from both quite a few times and experienced my fair share of connection errors. And from what I read, my experience wasn't as bad as a lot of people's, but it still wasn't great. It did improve on the second day, but there was a lot less people playing then, so maybe that's why. Now, Aspire have already made a statement saying they're going to work to improve the online.
Yeah, like for feed, at launch we experienced critical error. Yikes! I never. So this is their network issue. This is their network issue. High ping matchmaking error. Yeah, that's on these on this. They said whoever running their servers, they need to fix their damn servers. What's going on here? Like I said, this is that's all they had to do is have the servers be right. You good to go. What the hell is wrong with the problem?
My experience, but I think by that point, a lot of people would have either moved on or just got a refund. Now, connection issues aside, my biggest issue was the region lock servers. Me and fellow Star Wars enthusiast Neosci spent an hour trying to find a common server, but me being in the UK and him being in the US, it just wasn't possible. So instead, we loaded up the original version of Battlefront 2, where we were able to play together instantly. My other issue...
No fucking way they just said that. You gotta hear that one more time. That is terrible.
Being in the UK and him being in the US, it just wasn't possible. Right. So instead, we loaded up the original version of Battlefront 2, where we were able to play together instantly.
Bruh. They had one damn job. And as Angry Joe would say, they fucked it up. Oh my God, that is so terrible, bro. You region locked the newest version, but the old version is not regional locked. Oh my God, this is so stupid. Oh, this is stupid.
My other issue was with the game's local multiplayer. You see, growing up, my best Battlefront memories were actually comprised of going over to friends' houses and playing Galactic Conquest on split screen. And so, as soon as the Classic Collection got announced, I messaged my friends and arranged a meetup day of launch for old time's sakes. You know, because I foolishly assumed that the Classic Collection would have 4-player split screen, like the original Xbox version had 20 years ago. Unfortunately, the Classic Collection split screen is limited to 2 players. We still met up, we just ended up playing the original Xbox version, and you know what? We had a great time, which kind of tells you everything you need to know about the Classic Collection, but that's just my take. Please let me know your thoughts and experiences with this game in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Please consider supporting me on Patreon, and a big thanks to all my existing patrons. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit...
I would say the overall great video, though. Great video. This right here. This one big problem To me, you can't change nothing in here. You got a classic collection, and you can't change none of the controls. I get it that you want to go back or show people how it used to be, but you gonna update the graphics and not do the upgraded controls scheme, schematics or whatever, and change that to have it like, I guess maybe modernize it so people can actually switch the fire and play how they want to play it with the controllers or something like that, And then on top of that, this the biggest kicker to me, truly, from the server problem, because you could kind of fix the server stuff later down the line, hopefully. If you don't, then your game is trash. And people should get refunds from Steam or Xbox or whatever the hell they get it from, PlayStation 2 or whatever. And the whole regional lock overall, that's the worst one of them all. You got the original one versus the now one you put out, kind of quote unquote remastered, classic edition, and you regional lock the damn thing. Oh, but you can play the original one that's not regional locked, and it's good to go, and you can, that I can't believe.
Common server, but me being in the UK and him being in the US, it just wasn't possible. So instead, we loaded up the original version of Battlefront 2, where we were able to play together instantly.
And that right there, that's the dagger right there for me. Like, no, if you can't make the old version with the new version better, and you locking stuff behind other things and regional lock the game from what the original one did, your game trash. I don't care what, even if you do fix the servers, no. Just no. Hell no. Not good. Not good enough. But anyway, there you go, people. That's my opinion of it all. Let me know what y'all think of it is in the comments. Yeah. Andrew, good video. Legendary out.